Hey y'all, I'm back. So I am in Shen's Wonderland again. There's how my nut turned out. What do you think? Better? Yeah, I thought so. Just took my time and kept working it over until I got there. Now, when we were doing this page, I asked what you thought about doing a peach. I lied. I made it a plum. All right, there's a couple reasons why. Number one, when I look at this page, just the coloring in it, I didn't want a big old bunch of orange right there. Personal preference, seriously, it just is. And did you know in plums, there are over 20 different varieties of plums? That's right, 20. So, as I started researching my plum and the peach, I also became aware that a plum seed is smoother and a peach seed is all jaggedy. And this dimple here is a little more pronounced like this in the plums that I saw. It's in peaches too. So, I mean, it's a toss-up. You do what you like. But anyway, I'm going with the plum. And I'm going with whatever color I want. And so can you. I'm back with the Arteza pencils again. I did number 113, which is burnt ochre. And I just colored that seed. Just get it colored. Okay. Then I'm going to come in with dark chocolate, number 118. And I'm going to scoot some color in right here, right down here, getting those V's. See how that's a V right there, or an L shape? That's where I'm going to put my darker shading at. And then it actually wouldn't hurt me to go all the way around here. I'm going to put some over here and put it back here, because this is in the back, so it can be a little darker there. Get this shaded. Then come in with my original color and just blend. Yeah, I only used 2 colors on this one. Okay, and when I can actually pull this up to me, I'll clean that line up. All right, next, I went with, I know it looks like a yellow, I went with Ivory 75, and I did all of this. Just did a good clean coat on there. Now, the next thing I did, and I want to do that before I start into this so that if I accidentally go into that, I don't pull that color into my picture. Now, the juiciness of plums varies in color. Sometimes they're tinted a little purple. Sometimes they're just that clear translucent color. So that is up to you. All right. Then I came in with, let me do the stem before I forget. Number 6, matcha, and number 29, moss. I started with the lighter shade and just put it in. Then I'm going to come in with that darker shade, pull up from the base, because it would be darker down in that hollow. And then I want it a little darker here at the tip, just because that is where it's starting to age from where it was broken off from the tree. Okay, so there's that. Then next, we're going to dive into the peach. I mean the plum. So I used eggplant, number 86, and I went over the whole thing. Okay, just do a good coat. And I did go up to these edges, but I got lighter as I was at these edges. Okay, next color, Amethyst, number 88. And now is where I'm going to start my shading. So I'm going to go right up next to it and then come out. So I can go wide here, and then I get more narrow as I come out. Wide to the more narrow. That's just going to help it to blend and actually look like it's got a little bit of texture. Here, I'm actually coloring that in. And now's when I'm going to stand up so I can see in the camera what you're seeing, and I'm going to turn. Sorry, there's a time when you got to turn the book to be able to do what you do. And now I'm going to blend this, getting lighter and lighter. Now, if you're heavy-handed like I am, you might need to come up on that pencil some so that you're not pushing so hard. I used to do that, and I've learned by just doing that over and over in pictures to lessen my grip and get lighter. Okay, so that's that plum, and I'm fairly happy with that. If you're doing this page in your book, don't forget right there. That is where that skin goes down inside where the stem was sticking out. So get that in with your darker color. I'm going to darken this up just a bit on both ends. All right, then I'm going to leave this because it's on the top, but this piece that's tucked back behind, that's where I want to go dark again. So I'm going to come dark, lighter as I come out. Dark, lighter as I come out. If you need to say that as you're doing it, say it. When I was teaching at Michael's, I was the event coordinator and a teacher there for a number of years. When I was teaching a knitting class, no, crochet, we had one lady that she never said a word the whole class. And as soon as class was over, she would talk up a storm. And I asked her one day, I said, "Why are you so quiet during class?" She says, "Well, you know, when you stick the hook in and then you wrap it around and you pull it back and you wrap it and stick it through." And I was just like, "Yeah." She goes, "I have to say that to myself every time. So I can't talk till I'm finished." So she visits after class. And so I thought that was funny. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, you know, that makes a lot of sense. So if you're one of those people that you have to tell yourself, lighter, 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 heavy, and then lighter, 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 then do that. Do what works for you. We have no coloring police. And then I'm going to come back in with that first color, that eggplant, and I'm going to do some blending there. Okay. Just add more of that eggplant color in there. Because that is that back part. And I still had tooth in the paper. And I wanted to get that tooth out of the paper. Tooth in the paper just means that there's still white divots showing through on your picture. Imagine, if you would, a golf ball. how it has all those little dips in and around? Hold that thought. No, I don't play golf, but I had to have it because it had Mickey Mouse on it once when my son was collecting. See all the divots in this golf ball? You can see them better down here at the bottom. See all those little divots? If you were to blow your paper up, just like bukus, tons and tons, it would have little divots like that in there. That's what we're trying to fill up with color, is all those little divots. So, and again, that would be on a microscopic level. But so that's why you still have little white divots showing sometimes. It's all the dimples that are in the paper. So, I don't know if there's ever a paper that is totally smooth. If it was, how would it grab on to pencils or anything? You know what I'm saying? I think paper has to have some sort of little divot area in it. And I'm going to keep playing with this. I may end up making most of it purple and getting rid of that. I'm just not sure yet. So I'm going to go into circling. Just going over all of it. Coloring is such a... it's just an experiment in and of itself, don't you think? Never quite sure how a page is going to end up till you're at the end. And see, that's still making it a different shade than what this outside color is, which is what I wanted, but it ended up just almost too pink for the type of plum I wanted. But again, there's so many different shades of plums, who knows? So you be the boss of your plum. You decide how you want it to look and go for it. Yeah, I'm liking that better. And I know you'll never see exactly what I see because you're looking through a lens, the camera lens. You also have different colors possibly on yours than what I've actually got on mine. Each, by that I mean like printers don't all print just the same. I could send you a picture and you could print it out on your printer and it would print out differently on my printer. Well, it's the same thing with pencils and stuff. You're going to see things a little bit differently than what I'm actually doing. All right, where's my tissue? There it is. Remember my tissue thing? I'm going to go in here and just smooth that out. Oh, you know what else I'm going to do? I mean, make it or break it. That leftover color that's on there, nope, didn't come off. Well, just a little, which is fine. That's what I was after. I wanted to see if just a bit of that would come off and go on to that other part, the meaty part. Yeah, I'm thinking what I don't like is how the pencil is actually laying on the paper. There. Like I said, you know how some of them have a little bit of color on the meaty part of the fruit. So there's that. So not the best, not the worst, but there's my plum. You can see how smooth it is there after I went over it. Okay? All right. That's what I've got for you. Trying to figure out what these little things are. Haven't quite decided yet. So if you've got something on a page and you can't quite decide, leave it. Just leave it and come back to it. Because it's on this page too, and the way it's on there, I tend to think that it's like a little white mistletoe berry. So, not sure, so I'm just leaving it for now. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe, follow, etc. Thanks. Bye.